Can you hear me now?
Push the little button on.
I've got my headset off.
You probably was muted on your headset.
No, I don't have the headset on now. Can you hear me now? Okay, thank you. Roberta got me this fancy headset, and I don't know how to use all the buttons on it. Okay, let's start all over again. First time all by myself, and I just was not feeling it this morning, I guess. So, let me see who's coming here since I was having my crises. Good morning, Joanna. I sent you a link, and there's a link in the chat if you have time to come in. We'll talk about POD. Good morning, Maggie. Good morning, Phil. Good morning, David. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Midlife Picker. And good morning, Harbor's Hope, if I think I said you before. Okay. As y'all all know, Todd, that's his name, is on vacation. So I'm doing this solo this week. Oh, there's Joanna. Hey, Joanna. You're doing better than I am doing this morning.
Barely.
So,
at least, yeah.
Your kids off to school?
Yes, I got the kids to school, so no one escaped this morning.
So, Joanna and I've been talking about something that she's involved in, and we'll talk about it a little bit this morning because she knows way more about it than I do. Before I continue on, if you notice in the description, I've started listing, good morning, Craig. I've started listing the channels that from you find people that come in and support my channel every day. With a link to your channels. So if you don't see it on there, if you want to throw your link into the chat, then I'll be glad to add it to it. And there's a link there if anybody else wants to come in. Now, Joanna's been doing a lot of print-on-demand stuff, and I don't have a lot of knowledge of that.
Okay.
So, Joanna, why don't you tell us about what you're doing?
Well, print on demand is where, okay, I'm sure you guys have seen, like, you've been to festivals where people are selling T-shirts,
right?
And they have the big presses or screen printing to print them on,
right?
Instead of buying all the equipment to do it yourself, I found a company. It's called Printful.
Mm-hmm.
And you just create the design that you want to go on your shirt, and then put it on Printful and pick, do you want a T-shirt like this? Do you want a tank top? Do you what style you want? And then you just put your design on there and upload it to eBay or Etsy. And then when one sells, Printful does everything. They print it, they ship it.
So what kind of stuff are you putting on your shirts? Or on what kind of merch are you selling? Let's start off with that.
I'm trying T-shirts and coffee cups.
Right.
So far, I've made, the first time President Trump was indicted, I took, the first time he was indicted, they didn't have a mugshot, an official mugshot. So I found one online that somebody had created, and I put that picture and then said political prisoner, and the month, April of 2023. And I've sold several of those. I've sold several coffee cups like that too, as an example.
It's so are you using at one time ago you had are you doing anything like with when you were taking the mushrooms and stuff like that? Are you using any kind of photos like that on your t-shirts or merchandise or anything or
Yes, I started off by taking my own pictures with my nice Nikon camera, and I sold a mushroom puzzle the other day.
wow.
That was the first one I've sold with my own photograph that I took. But yeah,
Well, that's cool. Now, you take a lot of pictures. Do you submit your pictures to like any of the photo sites or any of that kind of stuff? The reason I was asking that because
um,
I was looking for some. There is a website called Pixabay, and they have photos of everything, which probably the other ones, the big websites have too. But people have taken they've fixed their plate for dinner and they've taken pictures and uploaded it onto Pixabay.
huh.
There's just all kinds of random photos, just not the beautiful sunsets or walking through the jungles or whatnot. Um, but like I said, have you because apparently you've got a really good camera, so have you submitted any of those kind of pictures to any of
I
those?
haven't I haven't tried that yet because I didn't know they existed.
So, well, now you do. And
My
that's a
whole
case of
computer
getting your
freeze up.
laptop and I guess sitting in the chair and start uploading pictures. Um,
Yeah.
so, do you think you can going back to the POD? Do you think you'll continue on fixing items, you know, for POD shirts and whatnot?
Yeah. I think this is really where I want to go versus being the reseller and having to have piles and piles of stuff that you have
Right.
listed. I think I'd rather do it this way because once you've, even if you're using your own camera, like I upload a picture and I can put it on t-shirts, I can put it on coffee mugs, I can put it on puzzles, you can put them on bed comforters, curtains. I mean, the options are endless of where you can put stuff.
Well, you've probably seen in your Facebook feed where you can have you send a picture of your child and their face will be added to a blanket, a superhero's blanket, you know, um, t-shirts,
Oh, yeah.
they're doing all kinds of stuff with print on demand now, and because it's going to be one off, they're not going to run. Um, they're not going to run 100 of a t-shirt with my picture on Superman's body. They're going to do it one off, so it's the same thing. Um,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
but that's interesting that you're doing the POD because you're the one of the only people that I really know that's. I take that back. Deb, that used to come in the show a lot. She was doing T-shirts on print on demand, and I think she had pretty good um, success with it. Except she was doing like the catchy sayings and stuff like that, and I'm sure that's a lot more work than you taking some nice pictures and adding it to T-shirts and whatnot.
Yeah. The people who like are trying to do the sayings,
Right.
um, they have, a lot of them pride themselves on finding just the right font and they search and search the web for fonts and stuff. Um, I'm trying to get more into it, but the other day I created for canning season, I created a shirt that says "Grab your balls, it's canning season."
Right, and it's the ball
And
glasses, or jars.
yeah, Yeah,
Um,
with the jars and the veggies around it.
Night Nurse would ask, what's your profit on these items?
It depends because I started my print on demand on eBay.
Right.
I was trying to keep my prices realistic and not be astronomical.
Mm-hmm.
So like I think on my t-shirts I make $7 usually because I have them priced around $16 to $18. And then my coffee cups are like at 15, so I might make 5 off the coffee cups.
Right. Do you and is there shipping on? Do they charge shipping on top of that?
Yes, shipping they charge shipping on all the items.
The
So it's your retail price plus whatever they have established for shipping.
now, do you have like a store on with your merch on it for the on the POD site?
You mean other than eBay?
Yeah, because I know like
Yeah,
some of the print on demand sites you can go in and you can have all of your items are grouped together, and I'm assuming there's a link that for your store,
correct. I started a Redbubble store,
right?
and the first time I wasn't sure what I was doing with designing, so I was kind of copying other people's designs,
Right,
and that got me banned. So
right.
don't do that. Don't do that. But I opened a Redbubble store in my husband's name, and
Uh-huh.
that's where I put up my individual designs and my photos and stuff. I put them on Redbubble too. So I have some on eBay and some on Redbubble. And I'm trying Etsy, but I don't know much about it.
Right. Um, Midlife Picker said, "Ask coasters." I'm sure they have
Oh yeah,
coasters.
you can put
Most of
stuff
these
on
sites that I've
coasters.
looked at, they have everything: mice pads, mouse pads, and um, and just here's your little bit of trivia here. If you have this is a mouse. Okay, if I have two of these, I have mouses. I have. It's not like the rat. Yeah, if you have a mouse, the little crawler, you have multiple of those. They're mice. I don't know why
Right.
that came up in my Facebook feed, but it did. Um, so, but like I said, most of these places have just about anything that you want to to print your work on your artwork.
Oh yeah, you can put it on almost anything.
Um, is anybody hit you with a juice
Hit me
box?
with a juice box.
In, isn't that a song? Like, um, is anybody else doing anything like that in the chat? Are y'all doing any kind of POD for your YouTube channel, your just whatever activities that you're in?
Okay, Harbor's Hope just asked once ordered, how long does it take for delivery? So I don't know on Redbubble because I haven't ordered a shirt from Redbubble, but I have ordered them from Printful because I wanted to make sure they were good quality before I started selling them.
Right,
And Printful will fulfill a shirt in like 2 days and ship it.
that's
So
quick.
I think that's pretty quick. She said I needed what brand of t-shirts do they use? There's all different, like on Printful, there's all different ones you can choose. I always choose the unisex. It's a unisex Gildan one. It's like the cheapest one on their site you can choose. but they have different colors: white, black, gray. Um, I don't have a catalog,
But
and I could put my website in here, I
yeah,
guess.
do that. Um, I'm assuming, like the sites that I have looked at, once you have your, you it shows you all the different items that you can select from, and most of them have like men's shirts, women's shirts, and then some of them even have like higher quality shirts if you want to, if you want to go for a $15, your cost is $15 instead of $8. So I think that's, I don't know about Redbubble, but or the other one that you just mentioned, but lots of times they have different qualities shirts because some people are going. I mean, you've gone to events and they're giving out free T-shirts. They last about two washings and then the colors start coming off of them. So they're not spending a lot of money on them because they're giving them away for free. But then when they start selling them, the quality is usually a lot better.
Correct. And I did a lot of YouTube research when I started this print on demand, and there's several different websites, but this one guy had ordered the same print, like he put up one design and put it on all these different websites so he could order all their prints and their shirts
Right,
to test them. And he said Printful turned out the best, and it seemed to, with washing, that the designs stayed on, they didn't wash off. And
right.
I haven't had any problem with my two I've ordered yet.
And if you're an artist and whatnot, and you're doing your own work, then that's a good way to promote your own product. And another thing is to it sort of goes along with the print on demand. With the KDP publishing and stuff like that, there's an opportunity if you have the kind of designs that you can strip the color off of and make adult coloring books, which are real popular,
Hmm.
and that type of thing too. Did you check into Merch by Amazon?
I've checked into Merch by on, but I haven't been approved.
Okay, because I know that's kind of tall. I mean, that's about the time I started to speak. Saw James's message. Um, that's supposed to be kind of tough to get into. So,
Yeah,
uh,
I think it's a lot tougher to get into. Deb was telling me about that KDP
right,
where you can make notebooks and stuff. So I've
right.
tried doing that. I've made a couple log books,
Um,
but I need to advertise.
well, you need to make a logbook for canning. These green beans were canned on this
I
day.
did.
Oh, did you? Um,
Yeah, I did. Here,
uh,
I'll send you,
Harper's,
I'll put an example in the.
if you want to put the link to that to your website for the foundation in the link, please feel free to do so. Let me come over here and look and see if he's. I think I might have
Can
to.
I type in the chat?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. How do I don't know where to click to start typing, I guess. I've not used this.
Okay, look at the top. Wait a minute, let me go over here. Actually, I've never been on the user side of EV Mugs. I've always been on the producer
Oh, you
side.
always, okay.
Look at the top. There should be like comments.
Yeah.
Okay, you see the comments? Then go all the way to
Yeah.
go all the way to the bottom of the comments.
Okay. I see the comments coming in. I just don't see a spot. Here, I'll just get on the YouTube chat. And I
Okay.
was just going to pop in an example.
Okay.
for harbor. And I actually closed my eBay store because I wasn't selling very much.
Right.
So I closed my eBay store and I can't put a link to my store, but I can put a link to an item.
Okay.
So you guys can see, like, that's one. Uh, it's a morel mushroom fungi forest woodland throw blanket. That's where I took one of my pictures that I took of the morel mushrooms in the woods and put it on a.
Wow. Um, Let me see if I can find it.
Throw up in easy.
I'm getting there. Maybe not.
For some reason.
Well, I guess I'm not. I was trying to bring that page up. Um, but look at. I mean, that's pretty nice. That's all. That's full coverage. That is full coverage. That's pretty cool. Now, are you doing when they order like this through eBay? Are you processing the order and then they're directly shipping it to them? Did that make
It's
sense?
all it's all automated.
Oh, okay.
So if Printful is connected to my eBay store, they have permission to see
Right.
every sale. And if they see a sale come in for one of their items, they automatically grab the order and start printing it or fulfilling it. So it's nice. I don't have to go and manually place the order for this specific item. They see
Right.
it and just pull straight through.
Well, that's
So that's really nice. I mean, one night somebody bought, I don't know, the night that guy bought my puzzle, he bought it at like 7 o'clock the night before, and I woke up the next morning and Printful was already printing it and getting ready to ship it.
wow.
Yeah.
That's quick. That's quicker than
I,
most eBayers. Um,
I know. That's why I was like, I like this. I don't have to touch it. I don't have to buy this stuff. I don't have to stock it. I don't have to put it away. I don't have to ship it. I don't have to worry about it. Do we supply the artwork or pictures? Both. Any kind of artwork you want to, it can be
it,
anything. It could be paintings.
it can be your company logo or foundation logo.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know why everybody thinks that I'm so old. Do I look that old?
No. No.
I'm going to go out and have my hair did. I'm going to have it dyed. I'm going to have a little face work done, get some Botox. There's a place up on I-40. You can get it cheap.
You don't need any Botox. Oh,
I know I'm
goodness.
looking a little washed out because of the meds that I'm on. One of the things is you don't want to stay out in the sunlight a lot, so I don't have a tan. But for crying out loud, I'm not 100 years old.
No.
Even though if I was 100 years old and all I had to deal with is the aches and pains that I have now, that would be fine. But I'm only 65, almost 66. Okay. Um, and one of
My
these days,
dad's not that much older than you.
do I?
And my dad's not that much older than you are.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, to be honest, he's like
Yeah.
72,
Yeah, 72, 70s is the new mid, not midlife. Yeah,
50s.
yeah, yeah, yeah. A little filler, a butt lift. Yeah, I'll get. I'm sure Roberta will want me to spend all that money on that. Uh, but so you say
Oh,
you're going to continue on with the POD? You like doing it,
yeah. I like creating designs. I'm just gonna try. I want to try to concentrate more on Etsy because people say more of the print on demand stuff sells on Etsy.
right?
Um, it's just we're eBay. You know, all of us are eBayers. We don't
Right.
know anything about Etsy.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Let me address this. Harbor says after what Roberta and he has gone through, then I'm just a baby. Yeah. Ron had transplants. Roberta had a liver transplant. Yeah.
Oh, right.
My aches and
Mhm.
pains are nothing compared to what they've gone through. So he's had
Sure.
a double transplant. So, um, but
Wow.
like I said, I've really not had a chance to talk to anybody that's really into the POD. And so your plans are to just continue on adding more products, more photos, whatnot.
Yeah. More designs. Since election year's coming, I've tried to come up with election political meme shirts, which I think
Right.
are funny.
Right.
Like I've got one that says Biden for nursing home. Which I think is just hilarious.
It is. He's probably going to be stuck in, if he's probably going to end up being stuck in a damn home somewhere after he leaves the White House, which is a how do they, these guys have Secret Service for them the rest of their lives. Are we are we going to be paying for somebody to go sit outside of a nursing home room, or
Oh,
he's
Secret Service
rich,
to watch him.
so it's a case where he's not going to be in your normal nursing home, but still, you know is his job going to be to follow him around to make sure he doesn't walk out the building in his nightshirt?
Who knows?
But
Harbor Hope said, serious question. How do we find out if the sayings or quotes have been used? Excuse me. The first way to do it is start searching the internet. So if you have a funny saying, I would just Google it. But there is copyright websites that you can look at because you want to make sure your phrase isn't copyrighted. Like Paris Hilton copyrighted "That's Hot," and it's still to this day copyrighted.
right, um, yeah. Night Nurse asks if you have any Halloween designs,
I don't yet. I'm. I could try to come up with some.
but that's something that you can, since Halloween's already on us. If you wanted to do something like with pumpkins and where they've been already carved and whatnot,
Yeah.
it gives you a year to work on stuff like that. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
for next season and whatnot, because like I said, it's on us. Uh, September is we're in September. Today's the first. Don't forget, if you haven't used your coupons for your stores for shipping products, you got to the end of the month to use them before you lose them. Which October it starts again, but just saying.
Hmm.
Now, your husband, is he helping you with doing? Is he helping you with the POD any, or coming up with ideas, or is this
Oh,
just a one show?
he comes up with ideas sometimes. And he'll say, what about this or what about that? And he likes to use the camera too. So if he takes a really good photo, I'll use one of his for our print on demand stuff.
Right. Maggie, I'm not an attorney, but if it's a common phrase, because there's a lot of phrases that you can't copyright because um, it's part of the general vocabulary. So um, you can,
Yeah, I would say you can
as long as
use
it's not
a
copyrighted.
phrase. Yeah, as long as it's not copyrighted. Because there was a lot of people that had the grab your balls. I know
Right.
if you're not a canner, nobody would have seen it, but if you search for it, there's several. On Redbubble, there was like 300 designs of canning T-shirts that
Right.
with where people had different images and stuff, but had the same saying. So yeah, you can do that. Oh, Mr. Sadie needs a shirt that says Tom rules and Todd drools.
Oh Lord, I tell you what, I might have to invest in one and send it to you if you'll wear it. Um, yeah, like you'd buy anything
Just says smiley face pancakes.
that has like a pancake with smiley faces on it.
Oh, that'd be cute.
I'm assuming.
I'm assuming that's what he's talking about. That'd
Yeah.
be kind of cool.
Because Lag's all about pancakes.
Oh, that's right. My daughter is too. She's 7 years old, but she can cook a pancake better than anybody. I swear.
Now your son is 10
Yep.
and your daughter's 7.
Yeah.
This is going to sound very pawpawish, but I remember them. I mean, we've been hanging out together a long time because they were little,
Oh,
little, little.
yeah. They were little. Jolene was like 2 or 3, probably, when we started doing YouTube. So, yeah.
Um, excuse me, Maggie, are you thinking about doing some t-shirts for the group?
Well, that'd be cool.
'Cause,
The
she's part of.
reseller squad.
She's well, no, she's. I'm talking about the. She is a member of a
Oh,
woman's singing group,
yeah, her singing
the
group.
um, Sweet Adelines, which is like barbershop quartet for women.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah, they are really good. And she shares links to videos of some of these groups, and they're really really good.
I'm writing down Lag's suggestion about smiley face pancakes. I think that'd be cute. Maybe some pancakes with Mickey ears.
Oh, that'd be copyright.
Oh, probably.
You got
I'll
to
cross
watch
out
the
the Mickey
copyright
ears.
on stuff like that. And Disney is in a tailspin, so they are calling everybody out on everything.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Yeah, Maggie. It'd be
cricket.
fun to do musical
Yeah,
related stuff.
cricket is that's something a lot of people are doing now too. But that's time consuming.
Yeah. See, my friend has a Cricut and she's used it to make t-shirts and cups and mugs and tumblers and all that stuff. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to physically be making every single individual product.
Right. Yeah. James W. Resellers Deadly Words.
Velcro.
Velcro, pick signing, onesies. Because they
Onesies.
um, because they are trademarks.
True.
Yeah, that's going to be. Phil says the Mickey trademark runs out in October 2024.
Mm-hmm.
That's only for certain ones.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, that's going to be a real catcher.
Well,
Now
I wonder how they got away with it because back in the 90s they used to sell like the waffle makers that were shaped like Mickey Mouse.
they have the licensing agreement.
Oh, yeah, they're probably licensed. You're probably right.
Disney makes more money off of licensing than they do off of anything else.
True, yeah. They can license their images to
Right.
be printed. Okay. That makes sense.
Uh, Night Nurse says we need an ugly Trump Christmas shirt.
Oh, that's a good idea. Ugly Trump Christmas sweater.
But
I wonder how I could come up with that. That's funny though.
I
That'd
was
be
reading a
awesome.
book. It's been so long ago, and I can't tell you who wrote the book, but he bought licenses for product licenses from people, and then he would turn around and sub license it. And given he was offered the opportunity for all the licensing on the Cabbage Patch Kids and for free.
Wow.
And he thought in his mind, he's like, "Who is going to buy these ugly ass little kid dolls?" And he said, because it was under a chapter called "My Biggest Screw Ups," and he said, "And I didn't take it, and I lost millions of dollars off of licensing." And one of the things he said, why would they give the licensing away? Because he was a big licensing person, and they knew that
Mm.
they could make a lot of money if they made a nickel off of everything he licensed. He would sell a lot of nickels.
Oh, I'm sure.
So
Oh, for sure.
you have to be the basic class. Lag, you're starting a whole store here now. The,
I'll write that down just for lag.
the Basement Clubhouse series.
I wonder what's in the basement clubhouse. You'd have to give me some
We don't
ideas of
really want
images
to.
to
I
put
don't
on
think
there.
we really want to know with lag.
Oh,
Um,
maybe a big stereo, a pile of CDs.
yeah, a Trump stamp instead of a tramp stamp. Um, but like I said, I've looked just kind of looked for general knowledge on the POD, and I know there's a bunch of different companies out there that's doing it, and you're the only one besides Deb, and I don't even know whether Deb is doing the POD now because she got into other things. Uh,
Hmm.
so I did want to chat with you about it, and
For sure.
it's
I've got one of Deb's uh, journals she made
right,
because when I started making, I wanted to make a book, but I'm not a writer, and she was like, "Make a logbook."
right.
So I made this mushroom logbook, and that's my picture I put on it that I took. But inside, there's space for you to log in where you found your mushrooms and the type of weather you had that day and stuff. So I'm trying this too. I mean, just
And that's through KDP,
and that's through KDP.
and that's Kindle Direct Publishing for
Correct.
those, which is through Amazon.
And Deb was the one that got me started doing that. She told me, this is the size to set your margins and use this program. And
Well,
so Deb's really knowledgeable.
there's a lot of opportunity now because of technology changes where they can do like print on demand. Um, I follow a reseller. Her name's Ann Eckhart, and she has published books on eBay, Amazon, all kinds of stuff. And she she makes apparently um,
She
makes
must.
a good bit of money off of it, and I don't think enough to live off of, but I think she really supplements her income off of it to a major extent. So,
Yeah.
check out her books over on Amazon. It's Anne Eckhart.
Yeah, I'm thinking about buying her one about Etsy, how you sell on Etsy and
Right,
what all the tags mean and all that different stuff.
right. Yeah,
Excuse
it
me.
probably would be a good place to do it. Um, there's she seems to be real knowledgeable about that kind of stuff. So, and she's not one of these
Mhm.
people that's writing a book about something that she's never done before.
True.
Everything that she writes about, she's participated in. So, uh, um, I think she. This is just my opinion. I think she's lonesome because
Yeah.
she's had to take care of her dad for the last 5 years on a daily basis. I would say it was about 5 years. So she's not been able to get away. His health, went down, and she was constantly having to take care of him. So uh, I think she's trying to make a comeback as far as her own life because it was so devoted to him. But you know, there's a special place in heaven for people that redirect their whole lives to take care of body, take care of somebody like that. That's in not having the best of times.
Oh
So
yeah, for sure.
I I started following Anne through a guy that was talking about storage lockers way, way, way back yonder. And I don't even follow him anymore because he started becoming, I teach you how to do it, but I don't do it anymore. Those kind of
Mm.
people. So I stopped following him, and um, I still follow Anne, and I have followed her, and I watched her YouTube visits to Disney World because she's one of those Disney World people.
Oh yeah. I think that's how I ran onto her channel, watching her go to Disney World or something, maybe.
Um, let me
But then, you see all her other videos and stuff.
right.
Mr. Sadie said Deb who? I can't remember her last name.
Um,
Oh, I got it right here on my book. Here, let me look because I got one of her books here. Deb Van Turney, Vantourini. I don't know if that's her real name. I'm I'm friends with her on Facebook.
yeah, I am too. Let me.
And I don't remember what her screen name used to be on YouTube either. So,
Uh, uh,
come on, Mr. Sadie. You had to know Deb too, right? I bet he did. Yeah, he used to hang out on Valerie's show in the morning, right? That's how we
yeah,
all ran into each other.
that's her name right there. Now she was dating somebody, and they were pretty serious. She might have gotten married. So, but
Mm,
that's the name that I have for her right there on Facebook.
yeah, that's right.
Um,
I think that's probably what happened is she got married and changed her name.
and speaking of the group, today is Valerie Cunningham's birthday. And for
Oh,
those that don't know Valerie, she is the one that she and her sister Sally are the ones that started the morning show.
Yeah, so everybody will have to wish Valerie happy birthday today.
But Deb also does. Good morning, Glock. Um, Joanna's not a jet, by the way.
Good
And
morning.
there's a lot of Joanna parishes on Facebook. Um, but Deb makes all kinds of artsy things, jewelry, and she's just a crafty, artsy kind of person.
She
She makes
is, yeah.
brunches for women's hair or Lag's hair when he wants to keep it out of his face. So with like I said, with technology that's available now, people that have so much have such an opportunity to promote their own art, crafts, whatnot. Um, and especially if you're an artist, I mean, you can slap it on everything if you wanted to. Coffee mugs,
Oh, yeah.
shirts, strip the
And these
colors off of
people,
it, make cartoon books, make comic color.
coloring books, yeah, I was gonna say the people that know how to use Photoshop really good, they can just take a really great artist photo, like a close up of a lion's face, and they can go in and strip all the color out, but they have to draw it line by line by line. And I don't know how to do that. And I don't have the patience. I'm not that artistic.
Yeah, I'm not either. I'm good at promoting other people, but I'm not an artist. Oh, look here.
What's, oh, I'm sorry.
Here's Red Dirt Picker says he's not in sunlight much either. His wife only lets him out of the basement once a week. See, there's a person for the basement club T-shirt.
There we go.
Um, good morning, Glenn.
Yeah, Deb watercolors. I think she paints in watercolors
Yeah,
sometimes.
swag maven. Thank you, Mr. Sadie.
Hmm.
Swag maven was her I think was her YouTube name.
I think you're right. Good morning, Swamp Picker.
I've she's a real nice person. I really have not met anybody that I've talked to through YouTube that's not been nice. Maybe I'm just lucky in that case. Except for Lag, Lag is on that area where he could fall over on the band side real fast, like. But you know, good for morning, Jennifer. Um, so, does anybody have any questions in the chat about POD, print on demand? How to get started? Yeah, she is one of those artsy people.
She is brilliant. Yeah, if you said with that stuff, she is. What
Um,
I think is amazing is these people who have these iPads and they can use a pencil, like a digital pencil, and they can paint and do a whole thing right on their iPad.
yeah, that once again, it's bringing about the technology that they can do. I was watching this. Actually, I was watching this thing about animation the other night about the new cartoons, and they can create, because it's basically stop motion. Um, they they can churn out these cartoons so fast now because they're not having to redraw everything, or they're not having to. They can just manipulate the images they've already drawn. So, technology
Oh yeah,
is amazing.
it's amazing. My best friend, her like 15-year-old daughter likes to do that animation stuff on her computer, and I'm like, I wish I knew how to do that.
I remember in the day when we talked about get your pad out, it was talking about a legal pad or a
A
spiral
notepad.
bound pad.
Oh yeah. Oh, how did she get a? Is that at Harbor's Hope? I guess that is that Ron.
Yeah,
He said, "How do you get a hold of Joanna?" Yeah, he can email me or Facebook me. I don't care.
messenger
I
through
can,
Facebook, and then she can give you the email address if y'all want to do it that way. Which she's probably easier to get hold of her through Facebook mess,
Yeah.
Facebook messaging, because that usually pings on everybody's phone right off the get go and doesn't have to open up email. Thank you, Felix. I was wondering where you were at this morning. Um,
My Facebook name, it's Joanna Parrish. It's just how it's spelled. I'm friends with Thom too, so if you're friends with Thom, you can go into his friends and find me.
um, yeah, we kind of try to not be throwing all that information out there because you never know who's lurking. Since we've got
True.
the king of the lurkers in our group, yeah, Lag, I'm talking about you. Um, but yeah, Joanna Parrish. But like I said, if anybody's got any questions, last few minutes before we wrap this thing up, um, be sure, feel free to ask it. Yeah, you can trust you. I've never accepted you. No, no, there's a. I had a Facebook account, and it got hacked, and so I never could get
um,
it back. So my Facebook account is just Thom Hucks, and I have some like 37th cousins that I'm Facebook friends with. His name is Thomas Hucks. Never met him, but if your last name's Hucks, we're related. Don't matter what color you are, where you live at in the world. If it's the last name is Hucks, we're related.
I'm gonna go ahead and type my name in the chat for
Okay.
Ron, so he knows how to spell it. Sorry, sorry about that.
Sure, go ahead.
Joanna Parrish with two R's.
Yeah, but uh, no, Huckleberry is no my our name, family name, which we're German or of German descent, was like Huxylvania or something like that. And sometime or another, they changed it to just HUX. And then um, apparently there was a fight in the family. So one brother started spelling it HUCKS. And so everybody is descended from him because he changed his name, changed the family name. So there you go. There's your little history about the Hux family today. And the families from the Black Forest region of Germany, which is on my list of places I'd like to go. It's not on my hot list, but um, I've never been to Germany, so I'd like to go at some point.
That'd be cool. I've never left the country, but there's a lot of the country we want to see still.
Yeah, there's
A
a
lot of
lot.
the U.S.
When I was a kid, we traveled a lot. We tent camped, and we most of our vacations involved camping. And we've been to if you it, the states that line up against the Mississippi River on the west side to the east side. We've been through all those states. And I've been to Colorado and places like that, but there's a lot of states I haven't been to. Yeah, I'm sure he did buy you a magic carpet back in the 80s. That would have been like the 80s BC, right? So it's travel's good. Everybody ought to travel, even if you don't think you should. Want to, you should. Because Roberta and I have been lucky. We have not had any problems outside the country. All the people when we were adopting the boys, everything we always seem to meet nice people and friendly people and helpful people. And uh, the only time the only time we've had a problem was with somebody that wasn't directly involved with us. He was a passenger on a seat in front of us, and I thought Roberta was going to end up being thrown off the ship. I mean, off the plane because she was getting ready to kill him. We were in JFK, and we sat on the tarmac for an hour. And our baby Sergey was 10 months old. He started crying. He did a poopy and all this kind of stuff. And we were new parents, and we had left. We left Moscow that morning, and we've been on flights the whole time. So that's the only time we've had any issue with anything. Um, yeah, Mr. Sadie's going to Vegas in 12 days.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, and Mrs. Sadie, she's going to spend all of his money.
Oh my. I know I'm not a gambler, so I only want to go to Vegas to see Britney Spears.
You can go to Vegas and not drop one quarter in a dadgum slot machine. There's just so much free stuff to do. The last time we were there, which has been quite a while, there was. Yeah, I mean, you walk through the casinos and there's lots of stuff to look at and free entertainment that's going on inside of the casinos. So my mom, my mom went out there with some people and with a group of friends that was from their church. And she never, this woman said, "I'm not gambling." My mom's like, "There's lots of stuff to do." Now, my mom will sit down at a nickel slot machine and play all day long,
Oh,
but they were standing waiting to get into the buffet. And of course, if you've been out there, there's not too many places that they don't have slot machines. And my mom handed the lady a quarter and said, "Here, go ahead, one time. It's my quarter." And the woman won $2,700.
oh my.
And of course, she had to go. They came and got her because that kind of money you have to go sign some forms and whatnot. They give you a check. So the good Southern Baptist lady, she ends up winning $2,700, and of course, everybody else in the group has been spending money in slot machines. Mr. Sadie plays. You play Texas Hold'em, correct, Mr. Sadie? Which is like poker light.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, it is 10 o'clock. I got to get out of here. The boss lady's got phone calls.
It was good talking to you this morning.
Thank you for coming here and us talking about something different. If anybody has any questions about POD, reach out to Joanna, and you know maybe do a video, Joanna.
Oh yeah. I could.
Being that Monday is Labor Day, I don't know whether I'll do a show on Monday, but just look for an alert. I don't know whether anybody's off anymore on Labor Day. Used to be everything was closed on Labor Day.
Yeah.
Used to be you actually got a long weekend because everything was closed on Sunday just because it was Sunday, and then you got the holiday, but nobody ever closed for anything now. So anyway, have a great weekend. Stay out of trouble, and thank you for coming in.
All
Thank you,
right. See you
Joanna.
later.
Bye.
Bye.